Audio Jungle. It appears Thomas Markle won't be going to the royal wedding after all. Meghan Markle's father has once again pulled out of his daughter's big day, revealing that he needs to have major heart surgery on Wednesday morning. Mr. Markle, 73, told TMZ that doctors will go in and clear blockage, repair damage, and put a stent where it is needed during the operation. He also revealed he believes his heart attack was triggered by an open letter his son, Thomas Jr., wrote trying to convince Prince Harry not to marry Meghan. The surgery seems to be the final end to a roller coaster of speculation surrounding whether Mr. Markle would attend the royal wedding, just hours after it seemed Meghan had convinced her father to change his mind and walked her down the aisle. Mr. Markle astonishingly pulled out of the royal wedding on Monday, saying he didn't want to embarrass his daughter any further after the Mail on Sunday revealed he had staged paparazzi photos for money. But on Tuesday it seemed he had backtracked on his decision after the bride-to-be pleaded with him to come to England. The 73-year-old told TMZ that Meghan tried calling him on Monday, but he wasn't near his phone. She later sent a text saying she loved him and was concerned about his health. I hate the idea of missing one of the greatest moments in history and walking my daughter down the aisle, Mr. Markle said on Tuesday. Of course I'd walk her down the aisle. This is a historic moment. I'd like to be a part of history. Mr. Markle, who had a heart attack a week ago, returned to the hospital on Tuesday after having chest pains. He said a battery of tests found that the heart attack had done significant damage and revealed he needed immediate surgery. Mr. Markle also put the blame for his recent health troubles on his son Thomas, who told Prince Harry that marrying Meghan would be the biggest mistake in royal wedding history. "It's not too late. Meghan Markle is obviously not the right woman for you," Thomas's letter, shared with Vintage, reads. "I'm confused why you don't see the real Meghan that the whole world now sees." Thomas went on to call his half-sister a jaded, shallow, conceited woman that will make a fool of you and the royal family heritage. Just a week later, in another open letter, Thomas apologized for his words and begged Meghan to invite him to her wedding. But when it came to her father, Mr. Markle revealed that Meghan held no hard feelings against him for setting up paparazzi photos for money. When asked what the Queen thought about his money grab, Mr. Markle laughed and said, "I don't think the Queen is thinking about what I'm doing." Mr. Markle said, although he doesn't believe faking the hammy photos was that serious, he admitted it was a stupid decision. He also blasted his eldest daughter Samantha Markle, who revealed she convinced Mr. Markle to set up the photos. Mr. Markle said Samantha has no real relationship with Meghan and knows nothing of her relationship with Prince Harry. Before changing his mind, Mr. Markle said he believed his ex-wife Doria Ragland would be a good choice to give their daughter away at St. George's Chapel, Windsor. Doria is about to fly into the UK from Los Angeles to support her daughter and would be the clear favorite to walk her down the aisle if Mr. Markle is not cleared by doctors to fly. Prince Charles is 2-1 with the bookies to step in while Prince William is 5-1 to take Meghan into St. George's before starting his duties as Harry's best man. There have also been a flurry of bets on Meghan walking down the aisle alone. On Monday night, Mr. Markle told TMZ Meghan's mother should be the person to do it. Doria has been keeping a low profile over recent weeks in the run-up to Saturday's nuptials and has been photographed out and about near her home in Los Angeles. So far there has been no official announcement on who will now be walking Meghan down the aisle. But according to TMZ, Mr. Markle believes Doria, who enjoys a close relationship with her daughter, should now be the one to give her away if he cannot make it. The yoga instructor and social worker has been described by Meghan as a free-spirited clinical therapist, and she has been seen alongside Meghan at a number of public events. Prince Harry, who has described her as amazing, flew Doria out to Toronto to join Meghan and himself at the Invictus Games last year. Royal experts said at the time that Harry's decision to invite Meghan's mother to join them at the closing ceremony of his Invictus Games was hugely significant. Doria was already expected to have an important role during the ceremony. It is thought she will ride with Meghan in the car to the chapel to Windsor Castle. She is also expected to meet the Queen, Prince Philip, Prince Charles and Camilla and Prince William and his wife, Kate, before the big day. A friend of Miss Markle, 36, and her fiancé, Prince Harry, told the Mail that she was standing by her father and pleaded for understanding, saying he was not in a good place. The friend said, "This is not what she wants. She obviously wants her dad there. And the idea of contemplating him not being there now is not something that she wants to have to do." She and Prince Harry are begging for people to give him some space. They have been saying this for weeks while trying to offer him support and help. He is clearly feeling under immense pressure. The concern for him is real and genuine. He is a proud man who wants to be a father and not be taken care of, but it's quite difficult. Everyone needs to pause and think what this is doing to them, and, more importantly, to him. It is a really worrying, scary situation. The couple have been doing everything they can to help him. Harry, 33, is said to be distraught and could try to get Thomas to change his mind. The friend said Harry feels guilty that this has happened to someone he loves because they are in a relationship with him. He is devastated. He feels like this is another thing in the wake of him. The problems he causes. He feels that anyone who gets associated with his life, this is the price they have to pay. He wants to protect her, and this is really difficult for him to swallow. The couple issued an unprecedented official statement through Kensington Palace in the wake of the crisis. A spokesman said, "This is a deeply personal moment for Ms. Markle in the days before her wedding. She and Prince Harry ask again for understanding and respect to be extended to Mr. Markle in this difficult situation." U.S. gossip website TMZ claimed to have spoken on the record to Miss Markle's father, who confirmed he had worked with a freelance photographer to set up images of him being measured for his wedding suit and searching online for articles about his daughter. He said he did it to rehabilitate his image, but had been left looking stupid and hammy and would not be traveling to the UK to give her away in order to spare her further embarrassment. Kensington Palace was clearly broadsided by the claims as aides had insisted on Sunday that Mr. Markle would be by his daughter's side at Windsor Castle this weekend. TMZ further claimed that Mr. Markle, a former award-winning Hollywood lighting director who lives a reclusive life in Mexico and has yet to meet his future son-in-law, confirmed he had been offered money by US-based freelance photographer Jeff Rayner. But he insisted the deal was not principally about money. Instead, he wanted to rehabilitate his image after pictures had been published of him looking overweight and disheveled. The website wrote, "He says since his daughter started dating Prince Harry he's been offered anywhere between $50,000 and $100,000 for interviews, and he's turned all of them down." Thomas says the paparazzi agency approached him, offered him money, though nowhere near the reported $100,000, and he figured there was no harm in it, and it would help recast his image. He admits the pics look stupid and hammy. He says he was just going along with the paparazzi agency, which he now deeply regrets. The website continued, Meghan's father will not be walking her down the aisle on Saturday. He isn't going to the wedding at all because of the fallout over selling photos of himself. Mr. Markle also told the website that he had suffered a heart attack 6 days ago, but checked himself out of the hospital so he could attend the wedding. There was no independent confirmation that Mr. Markle had been ill, however. Indeed, last week he was seen leaving his home in the beachside community of Rosarito, Mexico, and driving to San Diego, just over the U.S. border. According to reports, he stopped for a few hours' sleep and then carried on to Laos, where he was photographed putting a pot of flowers on the doorstep of his ex-wife, Doria Ragland, Miss Markle's mother. To add to the confusion, Mr. Markle's daughter Meghan's estranged half-sister Samantha claimed that she was the culprit behind the humiliating photograph debacle. In a bizarre intervention, Samantha said she had advised her father to cooperate with the photographer to show himself, and, strangely, the royal family in a positive light. She also insisted his motive hadn't been money. Any source told the Mail that Mr. Markle was very unwell, adding, he is under significant stress. There is genuine concern about his safety. His health and safety are paramount to Meghan. He is under a huge amount of pressure. If Miss Markle's father is not at the wedding, it is believed Mr. Raglan will walk her down the aisle. Piers Morgan today called Meghan Markle's estranged half-sister a little vulture and accused her grabbing money by trashing the Suits star for years. Samantha Markle appeared on Good Morning Britain and was accused of trading off her very tenuous connection with Meghan, who she hasn't seen for 10 years. In an explosive exchange, Mr. Morgan asked her, "How much money have you made from trashing Meghan Markle?" To which Samantha replied, "Not very much." Ms. Markle said she had encouraged her father to do a deal with paparazzi, claiming he had been treated shabbily by the media. But Piers went on the offensive and said, "There's no bigger media vulture in this wedding than you. You are doing a book called The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister." Samantha replied that a book cannot be judged by its cover or by its title. She also confirmed that her father has pulled out of Saturday's wedding, but she hopes he will change his mind. She said, "I spoke to him early in the morning, and he was quite depressed." When asked if he might change his mind, she said, "I hope so. I wanted to see him go to the wedding. I don't know as of today what his plans are, but I want him to go. Clearly the priority is whether it's safe for him to do that." Yesterday, the sister claimed she was the culprit behind the embarrassing faked photographs of their father taken in the run-up to this week's royal wedding. Samantha, Thomas Markle's daughter by his first marriage, said she advised him to cooperate with a US-based paparazzo photographer in order to show himself and, strangely, the royal family in a positive light, and insisted his motive had not been money. But she could not confirm whether Mr. Markle had actually accepted any payment for his collusion for the stunt. Mr. Markle later told TMZ he had. Ms. Markle told GMB he was unfairly present in the media as shabby. "I think photographer looked for the most unflattering photographs. My father has really suffered at the hands of the media. I think a person has a right to say enough is enough. I want to be shown how I really am." But Piers hit back and said he was a grown man who knew what he was doing. He said, "You say this is all the media's fault because the media has been treating him in a shabby way. Viewers will look at the way you've treated your sister Meghan and think that you treated her in a shabby way. You've spent the last 2 years criticizing her. You called her narcissistic, selfish, that Hollywood has changed her, and that Prince Harry shouldn't marry her, yet you have the gall to blame media vultures. You've made loads of money off the back of a tenuous link to Meghan Markle, who you've spoken to once in 10 years. You've been trashing her for 2 years, you vulture." Samantha said she had not used those words to describe Meghan, and Piers said, "We have all the transcripts." Yesterday she confirmed photographs taken of an apparently unwitting Mr. Markle getting fitted up for his wedding suit and browsing pictures of his daughter on the internet had actually been taken in collaboration with a professional photographer, despite Kensington Palace issuing strongly worded requests for the media to protect his privacy. Speaking from her home in Florida to ITV's Loose Women program in London, his eldest daughter, Samantha, said, "I have to say I am entirely the culprit. As we know, the media can take very unflattering photographs of people on their casual days and blow it way out of proportion. I said, you know, to him the world has no idea you're getting in shape, doing healthy things. They don't photograph you buying vegetables in pH water. They photograph you as unflattering ways as they can. So I said, really you need to show the world that you're getting in shape and doing great healthy things. So I suggested it. There's a lot of scrutiny that it was money motivated. It was not. It was my suggestion that to benefit him and to benefit the royal family, that not everyone looked good and they depict you as you are in shape and doing healthy things." Asked if she could categorically say he did not receive money for the photographs, Samantha floundered slightly, saying, "I don't believe so, and that was not the motive. I have no idea, but If he did, I'm going to assume it was a pittance. They don't pay that much. It was really so that the world could see him doing the healthy things he enjoys doing. Asked whether she could understand how embarrassing the revelations were for Kensington Palace and her sister, particularly given their stance on protecting his privacy, she conceded that it would be awkward, but felt that his treatment by the media had been unjust and somehow we could spin it. She also tweeted, "The bad press over my father doing staged photos is my fault. The media was unfairly making him look bad, so I suggested he do positive photos for his benefit and the benefit of the royal family. We had no idea he would be taken advantage of. It was not for money." Despite posting a string of vitriolic tweets attacking her younger sister, Samantha also insisted that she was not bitter about Meghan's decision not to invite her to Saturday's wedding. The pair haven't actually seen each other for around a decade. Here come the in-laws. Meghan's nephews and their mother touched down in London with 13 suitcases ahead of royal wedding TV special. Despite not being invited to the event itself, there has been much speculation as to which members of Meghan's family will be attending her nuptials to Prince Harry in Windsor on Saturday. And while her father has confirmed he will not attend, it looks as though her nephews Tyler and Thomas Dooley, along with their mother, Meghan's sister-in-law, Tracy Dooley, seem determined to take part in the big day. Despite it previously revealing they hadn't received an invite to the royal wedding, the trio were seen making their way to the arrivals gate at the London airport on Monday. The family have been enlisted as special correspondents for Good Morning Britain and are expected to report from Windsor, though are thought not to be attending the ceremony. Armed with no less than 13 suitcases, the family cut a casual figure as they made their way out of the international airport, having flown in from their home in Oregon. A cheerful Tracy could even be seen flashing a peace sign to photographers as she made her way from security. And it's clear that the family couldn't be happier about making the trip across the pond. Shortly after arriving in London, Tyler began posting images from London on his Facebook page, sharing snaps of a few landmarks, as well as an image showing the interior of his hotel room. The family is thought to be staying at the H10 Hotel in Waterloo, where rooms are available for as little as £70 or $93 per night. The hotel is located just a short distance from Waterloo Station and is an hour's driving distance from St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, where Meghan and Harry are due to tie the knot. Along with the images, which also showed the outside of another nearby landmark, the Imperial War Museum, seemingly captured from the back of a car, Tyler also shared an update about his travels with his Facebook friends, writing, "Just touched down in London. Man, what a journey so far. We're safe and sound." The images were met with a warm response from Tyler's Facebook friends, with many urging him to have a blast, while others reminded Meghan's nephew to take pics. Others, however, weren't quite so clued into the reason for the family's journey to London, with one person questioning, "There for the wedding or other basic?" They have of course previously appeared on the ITV show when they claimed to have been snubbed from the wedding list. In March, Tracy and Tyler appeared via live video link from Oregon and admitted that, while they were still hopeful that invitations might be en route, it was looking extremely unlikely. Tyler said on the show, "We've not got anything yet. At this point, who knows? This all goes back to Meghan. It's her day and her happiness." Tracy, who was married to Meghan's half-brother Thomas Markle Jr., is mother to Tyler and his brother Thomas, who Meghan used to babysit for as a child, added, "I don't think we are getting invitations, but that is fine. We are so proud of her." She said that, while she herself hadn't seen the royal bride-to-be in some 20 years, the family still has a close relationship with her father, Thomas Markle, who she said was sure to give Meghan away when she marries Prince Harry at Windsor Castle on May 19. It was announced that Tracy and Tyler will be flying over to the UK to be a part of Good Morning Britain's coverage of the royal wedding. The family's arrival in London comes just as Meghan's father, Thomas Markle Sr. confirmed that he would not be attending his daughter's wedding in the wake of the scandal surrounding his staged paparazzi photos. The 73-year-old had been set to walk his daughter down the aisle on Saturday, but told TMZ on Monday that he will no longer be traveling to London after the Mail on Sunday revealed that he had worked with photographers to stage images for money. Mr. Markle said that he did not want to embarrass the royal family or his daughter on her big day. He also revealed that he suffered a heart attack just 6 days ago. The Dooleys aren't the first Americans to hit UK soil ahead of the wedding, with some of Meghan's friends spotted in London. Jacinda Barrett, who had a recurring role on Suits from 2012 until 2013 and also is married to Meghan's former co-star Gabriel Macht, has touched down in London. The 45-year-old actress confirmed her arrival with a heartwarming snap, which she posted to Instagram on Sunday. In the picture, the actress can be seen receiving a kiss from her 4-year-old son Luca outside Buckingham Palace. Captioning the picture, she wrote, "Kissing in front of the Queen." She then added the hashtag number Buckingham Palace before dedicating the sweet snap to her own mother in light of Mother's Day, US. Jacinda is believed to be traveling with husband Gabriel Macht, who starred opposite Meghan in Suits for all 7 seasons that she appeared in the show. A surprising absentee is Prince Harry's cousin, Lady Amela Windsor, who is also reported to have been left off the guest list. According to The Sun, the 22-year-old and her older sister Marina, 25, will not be attending the ceremony at Windsor Castle. A friend told the newspaper they were a little surprised not to be invited, as they were looking forward to going. Amelia is creating quite a name for herself with her modeling and Instagram posts. Perhaps Harry just wanted to keep the family invited to a small number, or maybe he didn't want anyone upstaging the bride. Security around Windsor Castle has been ramped up as preparations for the royal wedding continue, with just 4 days to go. Specialist teams spent the night constructing anti-vehicle barriers before tens of thousands of spectators flocked to the Berkshire town. Workers installed the huge metal and concrete barricades which protect against possible terrorist vehicle attacks. Police have already been rifling through bins, searching drains and manhole covers with sniffer dogs in the run-up to Saturday's event. Photographs taken overnight showed extra security measures being put in place as the threat of a terror attack remains high. Windsor already had a number of anti-vehicle barriers in place, erected around a popular tourist destination following the Westminster terror attack in March last year. But more barricades are being built as security remains tight ahead of the ceremony. The Royal Borough of Windsor and Maidenhead revealed today that as preparations continue, nearly 4,500 yards of bunting made up of the red, white and blue of the Union flag is crisscrossing along the processional route. Harry and Meghan will travel past hordes of cheering supporters after the wedding at 1 p.m. in an open carriage procession. The council also said pedestrian footways have undergone significant repairs and areas have been pigeon-proofed. Also spotted on the streets of Windsor are a number of rough sleepers. 4 months ago, council leader Simon Dudley demanded police use legal powers to remove them before the wedding. But a spokesman for the council said today that they are not removing residents from Windsor, but it is still unclear what will happen on the day of the wedding. A statement said the council is not removing residents from Windsor, and as per our normal support processes, has engaged with residents who are homeless and offered them support and emergency accommodation. Spectators planning to attend the wedding have been advised to begin their journeys as early as 4 a.m. to see Prince Harry and Meghan tie the knot. A sizable queuing system will be in place for Great Western Railway service between Slough and Windsor and Eton Central, the nearest station to the event. Some 2,300 meters of fencing will be used for queues across the busiest stations en routes to Windsor. Royal wedding revelers will face airport-style security checks, while metal barriers to deter vehicle attacks will be in place around Windsor. Other security measures include a huge network of automatic number plate recognition (ANPR) technology and CCTV. Thames Valley Police said the public should feel reassured rather than alarmed by the measures for the wedding at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle. Fans have already begun to stake out the best viewing spots in the Berkshire town. Well-wishers have already started to deck the streets in all their Union Jack glory near where the royal wedding will take place. Residents are also getting into the full spirit of the event, with pubs decorating their windows with royal memorabilia. Onlookers have reported a party feel in the town well in advance of the wedding, with tourists from around the world arriving daily by train and walking through the royal shopping arcade to the castle. Could these be Meghan's blooms? Huge order of flowers leaves royal florist Philippa Craddock's London depot as the final wedding preparations get underway. The royal wedding is just 4 days away, and it appears Harry and Meghan's bespoke floral display has already been transported to the venue. A large van was seen loading a huge delivery of flowers from the London depot of royal florist Philippa Craddock, who has been hand-picked to deck out St. George's Chapel as well as the 2 lavish receptions at Windsor Castle this weekend. The flowers, most of which appeared to be synthetic, included large bunches of pink roses and white blossoms. Ensuring the precious cargo arrived safely, the floristry team enlisted the help of events support and logistics company Paul & Crew to help with the delivery on Monday. Staff were also seen loading a large ornamental vase onto the van alongside dozens of plastic buckets and metal ladders, no doubt to help reach the high, fan-vaulted ceilings of St. George's Chapel. A vehicle from Event Concept, who specialize in event management, conceptual design and technical production to create engaging experiences of every scale, was also spotted outside the depot on Monday. The events company is responsible for organizing glitzy showbiz parties for the likes of Esquire, BAFTA and the Royal Chelsea Flower Show. It was revealed in March that trendy London florist Philippa Craddock had been hand-picked by the couple to deck out Windsor in stunning blooms for their May 19 nuptials. Kensington Palace officially announced the news via a series of tweets describing in detail how society favorite Craddock was chosen for the hotly contested role. The decadent floral displays in St. George's Chapel will be created using locally sourced foliage, they said, much of which will be taken from the gardens and parkland of the Crown Estate and Windsor Great Park. The palace revealed, where possible, Philippa will use flowers and plants that are in season and blooming naturally in May, including branches of beech, birch and hornbeam, as well as white garden roses, peonies and foxgloves. The royal parks will supply some pollinator-friendly plants from their wildflower meadows that will be incorporated into the floral designs. These plants provide a great habitat for bees and help to nurture and sustain entire ecosystems by promoting a healthy and biodiverse environment. Described by Taylor as a floral mastermind, Philippa claims to be able to create any bride's dream, from a secret garden in a palace to an outdoor botanical romance. The displays in St. George's Chapel will feature foliage from Windsor Great Park, including beech, birch and hornbeam branches, as well as white garden roses, peonies and foxgloves. The self-taught florist has a studio in Fulham and a shop in department store Selfridges. Speaking about being chosen for the royal wedding on May 19, she said, "I am excited and honored. The process has been highly collaborative, free-flowing, creative and fun." Mail Line has contacted Philippa Craddock for more information. Revealed, Harry and Meghan will stay at separate £1,500 a night hotels before the wedding, with her at former stately home linked to the Profumo affair and him the Polo Club, where pair shared first public kiss. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle will spend the night before their wedding at separate luxury hotels close to Windsor Castle in rooms costing up to £1,500 a night, it was revealed today. Prince Harry will stay at the luxurious Coworth Park in Sunningdale, Berkshire, on Friday, which is owned by the Sultan of Brunei's Dorchester Hotel Group. The venue is a 15-minute drive from St. George's Chapel, and Prince William will also stay the night to support his brother, Kensington Palace has said, but is not known if Kate and their 3 children will also be there. The Duke and Prince play regularly on Coworth Park's world-class polo grounds, which are managed by Guards Polo Club, and last year Meghan watched her then-boyfriend play on the pitch. Meghan will stay at Cliveden House Hotel on the National Trust's Cliveden estate with her mother Doria, where rooms including the aptly named Prince of Wales suite can cost £1,500 a night. Cliveden famously hosted the 1961 summer party where John Profumo would meet Christine Keeler and launch the affair that almost destroyed Harold Macmillan's Tory government. Its garden still has the same outdoor pool where Christine was sunbathing when the Secretary of State for War first saw her, and it is still known as the Profumo Pool. She will then make the 25-minute journey to Windsor. Her father Thomas had been expected to be with her before yesterday's bombshell revelation that he would not attend the wedding. The Cliveden House website describes how the hotel has hosted powerful personalities, debaucherous parties and scandalous affairs for more than 350 years. It was built in 1666 by the second Duke of Buckingham as a gift to his mistress. The privately owned Grade 1 listed stately home is surrounded by 376 acres of National Trust grounds. Coworth Park in Ascot describes itself as the scenic route to five-star bliss, so it would appear Harry could be having a sedate night before his wedding. The hotel's website adds, Coworth Park offers idyllic relaxation in many guises, from a rural detox to an indulgent, romantic escape. Here you'll find an experience to refresh every sense within our welcoming oasis of calm. The accommodation once featured in the popular TV talent show X Factor, and William and Harry are likely to know the hotel well as the royal brothers play on its polo grounds every year. Judge Cheryl Cole, who was joined by Will. I Am from Black Eyed Peas, was filmed at the 70-bed hotel when selecting the females to go through to the Live Finals in 2010. The Duke and Prince play regularly on Coworth Park's world-class polo grounds, which are managed by Guards Polo Club, and last year Meghan watched her then-boyfriend play on the pitch. The restaurants and bars of Coworth Park will be closed to the public from May 17 to May 21. Both hotels said rooms were unavailable online for this weekend, but it is unclear if any members of the public are staying or will be allowed to book. Mail In Line has contacted Coworth Park and Cliveden House for clarification and comment. Today it emerged the couple will attend a garden party marking the Prince of Wales' 70th birthday patronage celebration just days after their wedding, delaying their honeymoon. Harry and Ms. Markle will join Charles and Camilla at the event on Tuesday, May 22 at Buckingham Palace. Clarence House said the event will celebrate the Prince of Wales' patronages and military affiliations as well as others involved in charities supported by the Prince. A number of cadets and emergency services personnel who were first responders after the bombing at the Manchester Arena on May 22, 2017 will also attend the garden party. It will be Harry and Ms. Markle's first official engagement as a married couple. The couple spent their final weekend together before the big day at a hideaway cottage in the Cotswolds. The pair hunkered down at the four-bedroom lodge, which is nestled in a wooded areas of the North Oxfordshire countryside. Refurbishments have been made to make the leased-out love nest fit for purpose, with motion alarms and cameras set up in the surrounding area. It is believed that Meghan, 36, is a particular fan of the secret retreat and the picturesque views the couple can see from the kitchen's large window. A source told The Sun the run-up to the wedding has been quite stressful for them, and they just wanted to get away and relax before the big day. They like to escape to the country for the weekend, and the cottage is just perfect for them. It's very private, has a vast open-plan kitchen and dining area for Meghan to cook in and lots of large windows for the stunning views. So if poor Mr. Markle isn't going to give Meghan away, who will? There will be nothing but sympathy for Thomas Markle today. Certainly that will be the main emotion as the shock of his reported decision to pull out of the royal wedding and not give his daughter away at Windsor on Saturday is absorbed. Ever since Meghan's relationship with Prince Harry first emerged to near universal delight, her father has conducted himself with a quiet dignity. Unfamiliar with the relentless spotlight of publicity, he has been content to largely remain in the background. Other members of his family, his son and daughter by his first marriage for example, have seized the opportunity to speak of their younger half-sibling, often thoughtlessly and sometimes with cruelty. Tom Markle did none of these things. But then, as the finishing line at St. George's Chapel, where he was due to walk Meghan up the aisle was visible, he chose to enter into a reckless arrangement that appears to have had shattering consequences. At the weekend, it was reported that he had staged paparazzi photographs in exchange for money, though that was not his principal motive. He had, naively it must be said, hoped that choreographed pictures might rebalance the image the world had of him as some sort of bumbling semi-recluse. Instead, the outcome has been one of humiliation for him. So it must have been with an unbearably heavy heart that he made a sudden and totally unexpected announcement. He is reported to have said that he cannot embarrass the royal family or his beloved daughter on her wedding day, and that the solution is to stay away. But his decision to do so will strike a chord with people everywhere. Weddings are so often fraught affairs, even royal ones. Days before she married Prince Charles, Lady Diana Spencer wanted to back out, only to be told by her sisters that it was too late because her face was already on the souvenir tea towels. Even so, Mr. Markle's absence will cast an unfortunate and inevitably regrettable pall over this weekend ceremony. Some will doubtless say that this sad outcome is of his own making. But that would gratuitously misunderstand the intentions of a basically honorable man. In fact, as tragic as it is for Meghan to be robbed of the reassuring presence of her father on Saturday, the overriding feeling is sorrow for the man himself. For here's a man who suddenly found himself thrust into an alien world. An award-winning former Hollywood lighting director, but out of his depth when it came to handling publicity. He is not the first person to be seduced into a cozy arrangement with unscrupulous photographers. It is a well-practiced gimmick among celebrities to have apparently spontaneous pictures taken in which they have conspired and then shared the proceeds of the deception. Quite why Mr. Markle decided to enter into such an arrangement is impossible to know. On TV yesterday, his elder daughter Samantha, when not lamenting her own absence from the wedding, she hasn't been invited, was suggesting that she had put her father up to it to paint him in a positive light. A noble enough sentiment, but in reality a doomed exercise that has left her father looking foolish, hurt and no longer participating on Saturday. But that brings us to another vexed question. WHO on earth is going to give Meghan away? From the moment Prince Harry acknowledged that he was in a relationship with Tom Markle's beautiful daughter, the world has tuned in. Her mixed-race background, her struggle to make it as an actress, and her championing of the kind of causes Harry's late mother pioneered all caught our attention. And with that, the focus inevitably fell on her family. A broken home and the striving of her parents to give her the best chance in life were compelling aspects of her story. Maybe Mr. Markle, living off-grid in a rundown neighborhood of a Mexican border town, felt he could manage expectations by living low. The demeaning contribution of his son Thomas Jr. cannot have helped. In a letter to Prince Harry just a few weeks ago, he described his sister as a jaded, shallow, conceited woman who would make a joke of the royal family. Yet with breathtaking nonchalance he followed that up a couple of days ago by writing that it was not too late for him and other family members to receive an invitation to the wedding. Sitting in his small flat on the outskirts of Tijuana, Tom Markle Sr. cannot have failed to have taken this all on board. Tomorrow night he should have been settling into a room at Windsor Castle. A valet would have unpacked his bag, laundered his clothes, and drawn his bath. He would have taken tea with the Queen and met his daughter's future father-in-law, Prince Charles. Instead, on the day he would have had the eyes of the world on him, walking as proud as can be to give his daughter's hand in marriage in the majesty of St. George's Chapel, he will be 5,000 miles away. Unless he has a change of heart. Nothing would please Harry, the royal family or Meghan more than for him to be there.